Just ahead on CTV News, President Trump declares a public safety emergency for the district, and a collision on Suitland Parkway leaves one person killed this morning. Plus, a project connecting D.C. to Maryland is halted. Hear what community advocates have to say about it. Those stories and more on CTV News, starting now.
Good evening, this is CTV News for August 12th. I'm Michaela Newton.
And I'm Jonathan Hunter. Thanks for joining us. Members of the D.C. National Guard are expected to hit the streets of D.C. today. The development comes a day after President Donald Trump declared a public safety emergency for the nation's capital and announced the federal takeover of the D.C. Police Department. The president also said other Democratic-led cities are in his crosshairs, including Baltimore, which he said could be in line for a similar crackdown. Governor Westmore is among Maryland leaders pushing back on Trump's plan, saying it lacks seriousness and is deeply dangerous. Senator Angela Alsobrooks called it an attack on our democracy. CTV asked people locally to weigh in.
It's a touchy subject. On this particular one, I don't disagree with what he's doing. I don't know how far he's going to take it, but I'm hoping that those who are out here standing on the corners, in front of, loitering in front of businesses, hanging out, just sitting, doing absolutely nothing, say to themselves, okay, we need to do something different because he's coming for us. And if you don't see that, then that's a problem.
For its part, the Prince George's Police Department said it will continue to work closely with its jurisdictional partners as it pertains to public safety in the county.
And developing tonight, U.S. Park Police are investigating a fatal four-vehicle crash in the county that happened this morning. Officers arrived at Suitland Parkway near Suitland Road around 7 a.m. One adult was pronounced dead on the scene. Another was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. And this caused major traffic and detours in the area throughout the day. And the cause of the crash has not yet been revealed.
The county police department is investigating a fatal crash that killed a Laurel man. According to police, 40-year-old Luis Sanchez Smith died in the single vehicle crash on the 11,400 block of Laurel Bowie Road around 12:30 this morning. The investigation says Smith was traveling southbound on Laurel Bowie Road when he lost control of the car and struck multiple trees. The reason why Smith lost control of the vehicle is under investigation. Anyone with any information that is asked to contact police.
Well, a Maryland man has pled guilty to a multi-million-dollar COVID-19 unemployment fraud scheme and separate gun and drug charges. Prosecutors say 33-year-old Lawrence Harris conspired with others to steal more than $500,000 in CARES Act funds using stolen identities and insider access to the Maryland Department of Labor. In a separate case, Harris admitted to possessing a machine gun and 37 pounds of marijuana with intent to distribute. He faces decades in federal prison when sentenced this November.
State elected leaders say Maryland has yet to feel the impact of federal cuts. Senate President Bill Ferguson says the state is prepared at the moment to get through the as yet unrealized fallout of federal cuts. But work is being done to shore up the state's readiness. Ferguson says the policies implemented by Trump under his budget deal will have a negative impact on the current budget year. Comptroller Brooke Learman spoke about what the Bureau of Labor Statistics is doing.
Director of the Bureau of Revenue Estimates, Robert Rearman, and his team are diligently looking at a whole range of data points available to them for signs. So they're looking at all of the provisions in that bill. So they're drafting their analysis. They will look at the changes to the Internal Revenue Code and the impact of those changes on state revenue and on various classes and types of taxpayers.
And Learman says officials should receive an update look at Maryland's revenue picture next month.
The Federal Railroad Administration has decided to halt a project that would bring a high-speed rail line between Baltimore and D.C. Take a look at your screen. This is the area in Prince George's County where the rail line under the SC Maglev project would have went through. The halting of the project was something that District 1 County Council candidate Martin Mitchell fought for more than a decade. Over the years, he was a part of educational canvases, town halls, submitted public comments, and contributed to editorials. Mitchell says the halting of the SC Maglev project is a win for the community.
We have the Patuxent Research Refuge, and so it's an incredible green space, that me and my kids visit, and, it's an area that would be disturbed if the Maglev train actually went forward, right? Prince George's County wouldn't have any real direct benefit because there's not going to be a stop. There's not going to be a lot of employees coming from Prince George's County to work on the project, right? And so what real direct benefit would the Maglev train have to, Prince Georgians, or for that matter, the state of Maryland? And so for me, I think it's a big win because of the ecosystems not being disturbed. But I also think it's a time that we can really focus on the public infrastructure and the public transit that we have.
Now to his fellow advocates, Mitchell says, do not be afraid if you hear the Maglev name again. He encourages advocates to keep fighting. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Michaela Newton.
And I'm Jonathan Hunter. Still to come, PGCPS has launched a new app to help students get to school on time.
After the break, find out how and when your student can utilize it. We'll be right back.
Okay, Dad, look at you.
I look nice, don't I?
I see you.
Adding your own flavor to fashion comes with age.
Oh, man, that's the best one yet.
Forgetting how to add doesn't. Finding it difficult to work with numbers may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Dad, are you okay?
An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one.
High school.
Hey, Dad. Do you want to talk about what happened earlier?
Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's. Some things come with age. Some others don't.
Love is a lesson that doesn't end. It knows no conditions, so you better buckle in. Love keeps you on your toes. It never stops, only grows. Love isn't easy, it's a commitment, especially when they're being their most resistant. Love is finding the right seat so you can take a breath. But remember, love isn't lax, it always double checks. Check that your kids are in the right seat at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation, innovating to prepare students for our fast-changing world. They're skilled experts, discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, leading by example. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org.
Welcome back. A new school bus tracking tool was recently launched. The Chipmunk app aims to improve the school bus communication and transportation experience for families. The app gives parents and guardians real-time trip updates about their child's school bus. Families with the bus route starting with F and L will be onboarded to the Chipmunk app on September 2nd. All other routes will continue to use Stop Finder until further notice. You can register to use the Chipmunk app by registering in Parent View, downloading the Chipmunk app, and following the app's instructions per registration.
Meanwhile, with summer school graduation just a week away, hundreds of Montgomery County educators say they still haven't been fully paid. Superintendent Thomas Taylor says 200 staff members are still waiting on full paychecks, while 400 have been impacted by delays or errors, blamed on glitches from a new digital payroll system. The district says payments should be corrected by Tuesday, but union leaders call the situation outrageous as many teachers struggle to cover bills before the school year begins on August 26th. And big news for Marylanders looking to cut energy costs. Governor Wes Moore just rolled out a $2 million initiative aimed at making battery storage more accessible for homes and businesses. Instead of tax credits, the state will now cover the cost of buying and installing these systems. The goal: lower electricity bills, boost grid reliability, and keep Maryland on track with clean energy goals. The new rebate program is open now for both residential and commercial applicants.
Poll numbers are dipping again for Governor Wes Moore. A new survey shows approval numbers for the first-time executive continue to decline, and the gap between those who approve and disapprove of his performance continues to shrink. A recent poll says 21% of those surveyed said Moore was doing an excellent job. That is now down from 27% in February. Those who rated the governor's performance as poor grew from 21% to 29%. Over in Bowie, one man saw the rise of commercial developments in the region. He wanted to do something to preserve green space. That prompted him to start Forested, a research forest garden. I stopped by today to see how the business is continuing to make a difference in the community.
In the patch behind me here, you got a pecan tree up there. Of course, that's just 12, 13 years old, so a really young tree. But one day this is going to be our towering, really tall canopy layer.
Lincoln Smith is passionate about preserving green space. As we toured the 10-acre forest garden in Bowie, several edible plants can be found throughout the garden.
People can come here if they're thinking about what they might like to grow in their landscape, want to try some new foods, and we're kind of a research project in that sense. We're growing.
Not only will you see several types of plants, but you'll also find fresh fruits and vegetables. Their focus: educating the community about nature, but also working to ensure people have fresh food to eat.
And we have forest feasts where a chef will come and prepare a multi-course dinner, and we serve meals based on the ingredients that this landscape is offering.
Michael Thompson is a garden steward. He's been looking after the garden there for 4 years. He says the work they do is gratifying.
So creating food for us is also providing food for the communities, educating the communities, also wildlife. We're restoring ecosystems, taking steps to educate people about how food grows.
We'll get a comment very frequently, like, I had no idea this was back here. Look at all this beautiful green space. I love this. Can I bring my parents here? We have many people come through and say that they find the place beautiful or healing or enjoyable, and that's really what we're after.
And Forested offers tours on the first Saturday of each month through April through November. Still to come on CTV News, Park and Rec hosted a farmer for a day this morning.
That's right. After the break, find out about the event and how you can get involved. Stay with us.
We are women first, but women with disabilities last.
During a military exercise, we crashed and I broke my neck.
When I was in the Air Force, an accident changed my life. I couldn't have imagined the injustices I would face.
Every day, women like me go to the doctor for annual checkups for conditions like breast cancer. Early detection saved my life. But women with disabilities face a cruel reality: inaccessible medical facilities and equipment.
In the 25 years since my injury, I have not seen a gynecologist. There's not one accessible OBGYN in my community.
I found lumps in my breast. I went to a doctor's office I was told was accessible. But when I got there, I couldn't get through the front door.
I don't know where I'd be today without access to testing. Our veterans deserve better. Help PVA fight for access at pva.org.
If words were enough, I would help you bear your burden. I would watch each child of yours grow strong and true. Teach them to read and to write and to sing, so that their voices be forgotten nevermore. If words were enough, I would sate your hunger, and you would know you are my sister, my brother, my child. If words were enough.
It's so hard to predict a sick kid who just keep getting sicker, but we needed to be together as a family. My family is my entire life. My family means the world to me.
When we're together and we have support from Ronald McDonald House, we can be a little stronger They provide food and a place to rest your head, and they will help you through every step. That's what gets you through every day when you don't know how else you're gonna make it.
It makes you feel like you're not alone.
Prince George's County Parks and Rec hosted a Farmer for a Day event this morning at Old Maryland Farm. Participants were able to try their hand at being a farmer, and the program was started to get young children and adults to understand what it takes to take care for the animals, understand their anatomy, and get a hands-on experience at Old Maryland Farm, as well as to understand why agriculture is important. You can even see them getting an up-close experience with the animals, feeding and doing chores around the farm.
I like seeing the birds. We got to clean up the sheep pens, enclosures. Working with the wheelbarrows and all that stuff, that was like my first hands-on farm experience.
Every morning we start off by feeding all of our animals, and then we go right into cleaning all of the pens. We clean every day just because we're an open facility to the public, so we want to make sure there's a clean area for people to really engage with the animals and get a feel for farm life.
For more information about upcoming events and programs at Old Maryland Farm, visit pgparks.com. Well, Wallet Hub has put out its report on the 2025 best and worst community colleges in America, and Maryland made the list in a good way. According to Wallet Hub, Maryland ranked #1 among states with the best community colleges. Locally, Montgomery College rated #1 in the state and 17 nationally. Prince George's Community College ranked #2 in Maryland and 28th nationally. Wallet Hub compared 650 community colleges across 18 key indicators of cost and quality.
So, do you need a garbage truck? Yes, you heard that correctly. If so, you can contact the City of Tacoma Park. The city is auctioning off 2 other older city-owned trucks as a way to raise money for city programs. One is a 2011 31-yard auto car garbage truck with 85,000 miles on it. The other is a 2009 auto car crash truck with 148,000 miles on it. City officials say the trucks are great for any existing waste disposal company. Interesting. Popular messaging app or platform WhatsApp has taken down 6.8 million accounts linked to criminal scam centers. Parent company Meta said the scam centers targeted people online around the world. Meta says they deleted several accounts over the first 6 months of the year as part of a wider company effort to crack down on scams. Meta warns that oftentimes scammers will target people on many platforms at once in an attempt to evade detection.
Meanwhile, popular retail chain Walmart is set to pay $5.6 million to settle in a consumer protection lawsuit. The lawsuit alleges the company overcharges its customers and sells prepared items, such as produce, with less weight than shown on the label. It also alleges the company of unlawfully charging customer prices higher than the lowest advertised or posted price. The civil complaint is filed by 4 counties in California, and the company previously paid a settlement in an overcharging consumers lawsuit back in 2012.
And still to come on CTV News.
Simon Buggs has an action-packed Tuesday sports page.
Calling all Burgundy and Gold fans, don't go anywhere because coming right up, I'm at Commander's training camp where I got to talk to some players about the team scrimmage from earlier today. Hear what they had to say after the break. Stay tuned.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
Bro, you gotta stop with that depression stuff.
Escúchame, en esta casa los hombres no lloran.
You alright?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
Thanks for hearing me out, bro. Appreciate it.
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad. Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
cancer.
My opponent is completely disregarding almost half of my arguments which I responded to.
Communities must step up.
Laws
and
alone
protest
cannot
against this
stop a
normalization.
bullet.
Well, I completely disagree.
Point of inquiry, do you guys even realize that the #1 killer of children and teens are gun injuries?
You're probably starting to realize now, this is not a debate.
There is no adult in this earth that wants children to die.
I worry for my kids.
All right, everybody, it's time for your Tuesday sports page. Now, it was another level of competition here today at Commanders training camp as the team starting offense took the field against the team starting defense. Now, even though the team starting defense came out on top in the matchup, it's all about making each other better. And I spoke to some Commanders players after the scrimmage, and they told me what their biggest takeaways were.
Just coming out there and, being penalty free. I feel like that was the biggest part. Everybody came to compete, and it was good. It was fun out there.
I'm just proud of the way we handled things mentally. It could have been some fighting going on, but it was none. More talking more than anything, and that's what you want to see. You want to see guys chirp, but at the same time be able to keep their composure, and still get back to work. So I feel like mentally, we as a whole, we did what we had to do.
I think just our intensity that we play with, communication. And guys just flying around making plays, man. I think just being out here competing against our offense is always a great look, especially with Jaden at quarterback, man. So he's like game reps. So just being out here and just being able to compete, and it was fun.
I think anytime you come out here and touch the grass, you have to take ownership of wanting to get better at something. I think everybody had that one thing that they wanted to get better at, myself included. And we came out here and just did what we needed to do. I think that's the important thing, is understanding when you get out here, you gotta focus on one thing, and then you build on that one thing, and then it's the next thing. You can't get tired of wanting to get better. So I think we've done that as a group, and we did that today.
With last year's success and off-season additions, the Burgundy and Gold now have expectations to remain as one of the top teams in the NFC. Now, to do that, both sides of the ball have to be firing on all cylinders, and players on the team feel confident that both the offensive and defensive sides of the ball have the right pieces to make more noise in 2025.
Feeling good, excited. I think we've gotten better every week, every day, every rep, and so hopefully we can continue to do that throughout the rest of camp, and then once we get to the season. I feel good, especially the guys we got on the field and the coaches that's leading us to do what we do best. So I feel confident going into the 2025 season.
I feel pretty good, man. I think we got all the right guys on each level of the defense to go out and be successful, man. So I think it's really just all about us putting it together, bringing it to life. I think Joe Witt gonna, call whatever he calls. Honestly, whatever the call is, we just got to go out there and execute.
Man, I sure hope my team raises hell in 2025. And that wraps up your Tuesday sports page. From Ashburn, Simon Buggs, CTV Sports. Back to you guys in the studio.
All right, thanks, Simon. Let's get a look at our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight, we have a chance of showers around 9 p.m. Tomorrow, it's going to be 90 degrees, so expect showers between 11 a.m. and 8 p.m. Thursday, more rain is on the way. It'll be 91 degrees. Friday will be mostly sunny to kick off the weekend. We'll have a high of 89 and a low of 71.
And for our community calendar, if you need a way to beat the heat tomorrow morning, join Parks and Rec to discover the history of ice cream in colonial America. This unique experience teaches how ice cream was made in the colonial period, what flavors were most popular, and a fun Maryland connection. This event takes place at 10:30 a.m. at the Darnell's Chance House Museum. For more information, contact 301-952-8010.
Well, that wraps up CTV News for now. Thanks so much for joining us.
We're going to see you again tomorrow. Have a great night, everyone.